From the day I became the wife of Ethan Cairn, I sensed that something in the house was not right. I was 26 when I entered this grand family, and I began noticing that my mother-in-law, Isabel, carried a strange, unsettling scent. At first, I thought it was merely the smell of old age, but as time passed, fear started to take hold. Isabel was a stern, silent woman, her eyes always cold, as if veiled behind a misty lair. From the moment I stepped into the old villa, I felt a dark secret lurking within its walls. She lived on the ground floor, in a separate room, and allowed no one to enter. Whenever I tried to tidy it, she would shout, "No need, just take care of the food. I'll handle the room myself." The smell from that room was unnatural. Unlike any medicine or rot, it was a sharp metallic chemical odor that filled the air and made me nauseous. Many nights I awoke to faint knocks coming from below. One night I peered through the door crack and saw her holding a bottle, pouring something into a basin of water, then sealing the door tightly. At first, I assumed it was some herbal remedy or medication for her age, but the smell worsened, even clinging to her clothes and bedding. My husband, David, dismissed my concerns. "She's always like this. Ignore it. She's meticulous about her habits," he said. Then, while doing the laundry, I noticed dark brown stains on her clothes, sticky, almost like dried plastic. And when I smelled them, my blood froze. It was the same foul odor that had haunted me for months. That night, I mustered the courage to ask, "Mom, are you taking any new medications? I'm worried about your health." She lifted her head, her eyes icy. "Why do you ask?" "I just noticed a strange smell on your shirt. I'm worried about you." She remained silent for a long moment, then turned and walked away. From that day on, she locked her door constantly, ate alone, and even instructed the housekeeper, "No one comes near me." My suspicions grew, and I secretly placed a small camera outside her room, hidden inside a flower pot. 2 days later, when I watched the footage, I was horrified. In the video, Isabel sat in the center of her room, opening a wooden cabinet filled with bottles of dark red liquid. She wore gloves and smeared some of the substance over her skin. My hands trembled and my phone nearly fell. I couldn't bear it any longer. The next day, I convinced her to undergo a medical examination. Despite initial resistance, she agreed when she saw my tears. At St. George's Hospital, when the doctor removed the bandage to examine her skin, the room filled with an overpowering stench. He recoiled, stepping back in horror. "Call security immediately. Bring the police now." It was then that I realized the truth. The substance she applied to her body was human tissue preservative. She had been collecting and applying pieces of her deceased loved ones onto herself, as if trying to keep them alive within her. I couldn't contain my shock. David collapsed into a chair, pale and speechless. Police officers arrived and forced open her room. Inside, it resembled a crude laboratory, shelves lined with glass jars, metal trays, rubber tubes, and bottles marked with warning labels. When an officer opened the cabinet, the scene inside froze my blood. Dozens of jars containing pieces of human skin. An old diary, written in Isabel's hand, revealed that she had been preserving samples from her deceased husband, her lost child, and her father. She applied them to her body, believing she could carry her family with her forever. Repeatedly, she had written, "As long as I carry them on my skin, they will never leave me." Isabel was transferred to a psychiatric ward under police supervision, but her final glance at me was enough to chill me to the bone. I had lived above jars filled with human remnants, above a woman who believed she could carry her dead family on her own skin. In the nights that followed, I could hear faint knocks from her sealed room, accompanied by messages from unknown numbers. "I have arrived." One evening, I saw her shadow on the balcony overlooking our bedroom, standing silently, breathing slowly, as if sensing the house or us. She didn't knock or speak, she just stood there. Over time, the police collected evidence, but Isabel was cunning, disappearing as if she anticipated every move. On a rainy night, she stood on an old bridge, searching through the fog for the souls of her lost loved ones. Her son, Aaron, stepped forward, crying, "Mom, come with me. This is a delusion. They won't return." For the first time, she looked at him with a sad, fragile smile. "My heart went with them long ago," she whispered. In a fleeting moment, she opened her arms as if receiving an embrace, and then leapt into the river. The sound of Aaron's scream pierced the storm, and the river swallowed the final remnants of Isabel's pain. Aaron stood on the bridge, shattered, while the police approached slowly. It was a harsh ending, but it was the ending she chose, to join the ones she lost, leaving behind a son who would carry her love and scars for the rest of his life.